And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the garage. We're going to start doing some installs on the new bike here. Starting to get a couple things, more of like necessity things. Tonight we're going to do a quad lock system where it has wireless charging. Had it on my other bike. I love this system, so we're going to do it on this one. So we're going to take you down here to the table and show you what we got. All right. Well, this is everything we picked up. The wireless charge head, which I did buy the wrong one, so I'm waiting on the new one to come. I meant to get the one that had the hardwire for the battery, so got that. We got the handlebar mount. This is everything here. Knuckle adapter. I didn't get this last time on my other one, and I ended up having to turn around and buy it because turn it or adjust it however you want it, so I got that. We went with a red pin, which I don't know if I'll be using that or not. If not, we'll be giving it to Dave for his bike. And then some spacers, because you don't know, you never know, you might need a spacer for something. So on the Harley, we're going to be using, well, this thing of course, and then not really that, the 1.25 inch little ring here. That is for the stock bars on the 24. That's what it takes. So I'm going to put that inside of there, like so. We'll set you on the bike and give you a pretty decent angle, hopefully, and go from there. Alright, so we got the little clamp on there. Comes with a little bolt. Stick it up to there. You never want to use power tools doing this, ever. If you strip that out, then you're buying yourself another one that you didn't really mean to purchase. Alright, so that's plenty tight right there. So now we're going to take this arm off right here. Right there. Take that arm off. We'll take our little knuckle here. This is where this thing's going to come in handy. You got to pull it apart, just like that. Put the nuts or the bolt right here. Nope, not a good idea. I'm trying not to drop it on my paint. You have to take it apart, and there's to be able to get to the nut down the bottom there. Got the knuckle part screwed to the arm, so now we'll kind of put it in here and see where we want this to end up. See, I want it to end up right about there. Maybe one, stupid skeeters. Maybe one notch this way. One more notch. Nope, too far. Right there. Alright, so I should have done it earlier, but I can hear Dave now yelling at the screen. Cover your tank! What are you doing? Sorry, Dave. Alright, so now we're going to put this back in here. Do another little test fit. I want the phone right about there. So what we'll do is we'll put the screw back in this thing. Snug it down. See how versatile that knuckle was? That is a well worth investment. It's only like $10. So we'll bring that down a little bit so we can clip the phone on. Now all this will change whenever they put the T-bars on. Yes, I'm getting T-bars, so this will look totally different. So see the problem? The bolt doesn't stick through both of them if you use both spacers. Let me figure this out, I'll be back. And alright folks, I think that's it. I think that's where I wanted at, because I was going to put the charging thing up here, but it hits this, and those spacers won't work unless I move it off. Like, I guess I could put it over here if I wanted to, but phone locks on there, super steady. I can see all the notifications or whatever when I'm riding along. So, and I know this ain't the charger we're gonna go with, but at least I can get it mocked up to where I want it. And then when we get the other one, run the wire from here over down to the battery. So this will do for now. Like I said, that's just gonna be where it's at for now for mock-up purposes, but give me a couple days and I'll come back and we'll show hooking everything up to the battery. Welcome back. Same night, about 5 minutes later. After thinking about it, I decided to go with my advice. Thanks, Dave. And go with the little USB smart charger waterproof thing they have that you can plug the USB cable into, and then that hooks to the battery. So I'm gonna go with that. I was suggested it. I'm just gonna take the advice and do it. So this is the system all mounted up here. I got the wire run out the 90-degree thing on the back, kind of runs over, and then there's actually a relief cut in the mount for the wire to go through. I like that. It's really clean. I got it running down the brake line in behind the nacelle. I have the wire just kind of flopping out for right now because I don't have the USB thing right now. It'd be a couple days on the USB thing, then I'll have to pull the tank off and pull the seat off and do that. So that's what we're gonna wait on, is that USB thing, then we'll come back and finish this video and show you everything working. But I'll show you how easy it is to put your phone on. If nobody's ever had a quad lock system, you buy a quad lock case for your phone. It has a little mount like that. I've had this case a little over a year, because that's when we upgraded our phones. So, and it just kind of turns in an angle, locks on. And I'll tell you, that thing is not falling off of there unless the phone falls out of the case or the mount breaks. That sucker is on there. Give us a few days and we'll come back and get that wireless charger hooked up and be done with this video. Alright everybody, welcome back to the garage. As you can see, we got the bike all jacked up. We're going to pull the tank off because we're going to be installing the little smart USB cable for the quad lock system. It's not here yet, but it should be here in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and start pulling the tank off. I've never pulled the tank off one of these, the 24s, so we'll let you watch and I'll just go over and tell you how I'm doing it. I know you need a T27 and a T25. Got them right here. The top one is an Allen head. It's a 5/32. Well, that's nice and easy. Just comes right off there. Goes without saying, you always want to put your parts somewhere where they're not going to get scratched. We might pull a shortcut on this one because I don't know how to take that off. So we're gonna work around it. We're gonna loosen the front tank bolts and we're gonna take out the rear so we can just tilt the tank up a little bit. You're gonna need a swivel. Because like the second gen, this fairing comes down past that bolt. So you gotta have a swivel on there. Be careful not to scratch your paint. So I'm just loosening it 2 or 3 turns. And then the rear tank bolt will completely remove. Scratch that. We are completely removing the tank. Let me show you what line I was worried about. Was the one right there on this side with the little crimp clamp ran down underneath the tank. I didn't know where it went, but it comes out right down here. You can disconnect it here. Take those 2 bolts, the other 2 bolts. You'll need to prop it up a little bit to get the other piece out. So let me show you what we did. Underneath the bottom, there's your normal style Harley connection. And then there's your fuel tank, I guess your fuel gauge sending in it is right there, but it's plugged in underneath over there. So that's a pain in the butt. So I found it easier to prop it up with a piece of wood, just on an 1.5 inches, 3/4, so you can get that off. Now before I pull this off, I want to make sure I have somewhere to put it. So I might I might put my saddlebags back on real quick, and then so I can take it off and put it over on that table where that blanket's at. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go change the battery in this because it's dying. So I'll come back in just a minute. All right, wish me luck. All right, guys, you can see I got it off finally. Let me explain or show you what the problem was. The little vent I showed you a minute ago that ran off the side of the filler cap, the tank's over there from pointing over there. It runs down the side of the frame underneath this piece of plastic, and then it's clipped into these two clips. Which I don't know why you would not just clip it to the tank, but it has to come off of the tank. It runs down and then it vents into here, the drain. So if you get any water or spill any fuel or anything, it vents from inside that gas cap and down that little pipe. So that's where it has to clip back into. That's really like a two-man job, honestly, pulling that tank off. So I don't really have to do nothing else. And I needed to get it off to run my little charging wire for my quad lock down the spine to the battery. Just gotta wait on it to get here now. So hopefully it'll be here any minute and I can put it on. Then we'll finish that video. All right, we're back, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I'm sitting here waiting for my package, and it's sitting on the front porch, and I checked Amazon. So anyway, I'm gonna get this little accessory installed, hook it straight to the battery, and then we can hook that into that. This is your thing that goes on your battery with the fusible link. This is the part that hooks into the quad lock itself. So we have a lot of extra cord, a lot. So that'll be the battery connection. Let's see if it makes sure it has a fuse in there, which it should. Yes, 3 amp fuse. That's good. And then this will plug into the other part of the quad lock. This part, the actual control box, you can stick back here by the battery if you wanted to. It's waterproof. And then you have 4 miles of cord. You can stick this connection up here. You'll want to take this little rubber piece that came with, stick it on the cord coming from the quad lock. Just like this. Kind of keeps it watertight. And then plug that into there, and then slide that little grommet back up and over, just like that. We're gonna put that watertight connection in there. That was really country. We're gonna stick this kind of back behind this. There we go. Just like that. I'll pull this up a little bit. Got plenty of cable to play with, and then we'll just zip tie the extra right here, kind of out of the way, and then we'll tidy all this up in just a minute. All right, so it has 3 settings: on, off, and auto. On is all the time, which it'll be on until the battery gets to a certain voltage. Then it turns itself off. Off, of course, is off. And auto detects when the bike is running, so that turns it automatically on and off. So we're gonna leave it on auto and then put it right in here in this little cavity, like that. Kind of down, out of the way, nice and neat. I ain't gotta worry about it. So now let's test out the charging portion. There we go. That is on. That's in the on position. I'm gonna turn it back to auto now because I only need it on when the bike is running. So that's where that connection is. If I ever need to get to it, underneath the seat. So now whenever Dave gets here, me and him will put the seat or the gas tank back on, because that is a 2-person job, especially with these little clips. So I hope the one-armed man's up to it. So BRB. That's a pretty cool angle, huh? Figure why not? Let's try that angle. Got you hanging from my ceiling on my garage door. That'd be a good little angle for a time lapse. But we're still waiting on Uncle Dave. Takes his time. Back in a minute. Okay. There we go. Yes. It's loose. Yeah. It wiggles anyway, like brushes off the nose. Alright guys, I don't know where I left off with you guys or not. I don't know if I finished the quad lock video or not, but I'll go ahead and show you. I think I did, but I'll show you again. Pops on, wireless charges just fine, and it doesn't get in my way of my gauges, so. Yeah, like I said, I've got everything hooked up underneath, got the tank back on, which on the new 24s is a 2-person job. Because it is a pain in the booty. But it can be done, so yeah. I appreciate you guys watching this little quad lock update video, or install, whatever you want to call it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.